To Fox News correspondent Matt Finn. He's in Crosby, Texas, near that chemical plant that was the site of those explosions earlier today. Matt?
Crosby, Texas, about a half-hour drive northeast of Houston. As you could see behind me, we're in front of Highway 90, which is currently closed because it's inside of that 1.5-mile evacuation radius. Sheriff's vehicles blocking anyone getting on or off it, as if getting around wasn't difficult enough because of all the road closures and flooding. Now this major highway is closed, and as you all were just discussing, there's a lot of conflicting information right now, beginning last night when there were 2 reports of explosions at this Crema plant, and then today we wake up to hear county officials and an executive from the chemical plant saying it wasn't an explosion, it was a chemical reaction. Basically what's happening, the Crema executive says that they have 9 containers of these organic compounds that are highly flammable, and that they anticipated Harvey hitting their property last week, so they closed shop. They brought in backup generators, those failed. Then they brought in another system, and that failed. So right now, one of the 9 containers basically combusted. It caused a fire, and it released what they're calling irritants into the air. And we're trying to determine just how dangerous these irritants might be. And the sheriff today got in front of a camera and says, well, basically it's similar to standing by a campfire and breathing in smoke. Then, as we just heard from that executive at Crema, he says, well, it's an irritant and we're just not sure about how toxic it is. And then a short while ago, Tom Bossert, the Homeland Security Advisor at the White House briefing, said, well, if you were near those black plumes, that would be really dangerous. Take a listen to his explanation.
They're testing the air quality as local responders, but they don't know of anyone yet that's in that area of plume that would be affected. So if they were there, it'd be dangerous, and they have to keep an eye on it and make sure that they take it seriously. But for right now, the people don't seem to be there.
I lost IFP. Now, there were 15 deputies hurt in this incident. They described their wounds as standing over fire pits. Fortunately, they were all treated and are doing okay right now. Highway 90 remains closed, and we are following this developing situation. Not clear when this evacuation might be lifted or just how many people are affected. Back to you in New York.
All right, Matt, I'm not sure. Can you hear us? Yes.
Oh,
okay, good. You can. All right. I have a quick question for you. Although I'm going out of order, I'm going to get yelled at in the break. I apologize. Matt, when you say it's 1.5 miles within the plume, we also know that the first responders, the cops, whoever showed up first, ended up in the hospital and they're out. But are you sure they're okay?
We have been told that they're going to be okay, that they were treated, and that they just had, minor wounds or something to do with this irritant that they had breathed in. We haven't heard of any severe injuries, Brian.
I mean, are you hearing people be concerned about this? I noticed that you're not even wearing a mask right now, so you're a very brave man, but I would be a little concerned about it.
Yeah, I'm probably not a good example. We've been in our car for most of the day, and we're working on getting some masks, but we're probably going to take off after this report. One of our MMJs has been roaming the area. He says that a couple hundred people definitely evacuated, but county officials can't place a figure on how many people evacuated. But police went door to door here, and that a lot of people heeded their warnings. We've kind of been planted on the outside of this radius. Obviously, we have not been able to get inside there, so we can't really talk to people directly inside the radius. But there is a certain level of tension, and people are certainly afraid, it seems, that's in the air here.
Matt, my question is, of the 15 individuals that we know, had at least some minor injuries, do you have any idea how long they were exposed to the, quote, irritants or whatever other mitigating term they're using to describe that?
Ebony, unfortunately, I do not. That happened shortly before we got here, and so far officials telling us that they're just going to be okay, but of course that could change.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you, Matt.